I just have to say it, downtown Loveland might be one of the most overlooked places here in northern Colorado. People are always talking about Fort Collins or Windsor all day long. They have no problem talking about it, but Loveland, it's got something that the others do not. It has a ton of history, it has a ton of heart, and a ton of hidden value. You could still buy a very charming historic home here. We just sold one around $400,000 back in June, and it's steps away from restaurants, art galleries, and coffee shops with the mountains practically in your backyard. In this video, I'm going to be breaking it all down for you. We're going to walk through what life is really like living in downtown Loveland. We're going to talk about the homes, the vibes, the restaurants you're actually going to want to go to, and the pros and cons, including crime and the cost of living here in Loveland, and why locals truly love downtown. And if you stick around till the very end, I will take you inside one of my all-time favorite coffee shops in downtown Loveland, the one place that totally captures the Loveland lifestyle. I am a Colorado realtor and a Colorado native, so I know the good, the bad, and all of the ugly, and I help people just like yourselves move and relocate to Colorado every single day. So whether you're thinking about making Colorado your next home, whether that's 9 days or 90 days, feel free to reach out. You can call, text, email, or book a Zoom call through my calendar link. But let's go take a look at what downtown Loveland homes is really like. Let's talk about the location. Where the heck even is Loveland? You're gonna find Loveland right smack dab on the Front Range, just north of Denver. It's part of that corridor where you get mountain access while still being very, very, very close to the city. One piece that you are going to love is you're not far from Estes Park. If you hop on US 34 through Big Thompson Canyon, you're going to be in the Rockies before you know it. You're only about 30 to 45-minute drive from Loveland, especially if you live in this downtown area. It's a very quick drive up the canyon. Downtown Loveland does sit in the very heart of the city. So right now I am facing south. If you head east, you'll hit downtown. In the heart of the city, and the historic district is parts of 4th Street and old storefronts built when Loveland was founded as a railroad town in 1877. Also, look how cute this little porch is. That gives the area depth. It's not new by any means. It's very lived in and has been shaped over time. Moving downtown is way different than any other area. Downtown is full of character, you guys. These homes are so incredible. You have Victorian details, you have wraparound porches, there's older homes, and there's a few newer construction homes in this community. Not a ton by any means, but they're just incredible. You have that historic and Victorian style, many with original bones. There's tall windows, a ton of woodwork, even brick walkways. You have little cottages, which are very, very cozy, charm in every single room. They're a little bit smaller, they're confined spaces, they're just very homey. Then you have the There are a few commercial conversions mixed that turned storefronts into lofts or upstairs homes. Depending on the home, the lots here are way larger than any other new build community. Like, you're at least on a 1/4 acre to a 1/2 acre depending on your lot. When you buy a home in downtown, location is part of the premium that you are paying. You're choosing character plus walkability. I could get to one of those restaurants in probably 10 minutes. Downtown Loveland is such a vibe. Like I said, it's only about a 10-minute walk, if that. You can spend the entire day without ever leaving a few city blocks. So you do have a ton of locally owned boutiques. There's a ton of art galleries. Loveland is known for the art. And you have a ton of specialty shops that give this area just such uniqueness that you don't find everywhere. You can pop into an antique store, you can then check out handmade pottery, or you could go to a cute modern boutique, or if you want to just go have a coffee or maybe a drink, they have that too, all within walking distance of living in this beautiful downtown neighborhood. When it comes to the food scene, there is honestly something for every single mood. And over the last few years, downtown has gotten a huge facelift. It used to be very bleh, but it's back and it's better than ever. My all-time favorite place to go to dinner is the Loveland Chop House. It's so delicious. It's very upscale, enough for a nice dinner, but still totally local and very comfortable. I think a steak there starts around $45. And funny story is I actually used to work at the Loveland Chop House back in the day, so those are my roots. But they have amazing risotto, amazing appetizers, great wine. It's just a really great place to go for a date night or just to get out of the house. I would give them a 10 out of 10. It puts Texas Roadhouse to shame. So remember, visit the Loveland Chop House. And then if you want something with a little bit more energy, let's say you're done with dinner and you want to go get some drinks, there is Wicked Tequila Room, which is on 4th Street, and it's an absolute blast, you guys. They have dim lighting, they have amazing drinks, they also have live music, they have a DJ sometimes, and it's just very laid back downtown crowd. It's a ton of locals, so if you want to do something crazy, they have scorpion shots that Dylan actually did do, and I don't know how he did it, that just sounded disgusting. You're also going to find plenty of cozy cafes. There's tons of dessert shops if you want to go there after dinner, and lounges tucked into side streets. I do know that they do have a new speakeasy that is worth checking out. Downtown does not get too crazy at night. It's still very laid back. It's nothing like downtown Denver by any means, so if that's what you're wanting, like that big pump up party scene, you're not going to get it. But one really cool thing is Downtown Loveland has something called the Rialto Theater. It's this big, beautiful restored venue that's been around since 1919. I'm gonna show you guys. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of those rare pieces of history that's still alive and absolutely thriving. They host concerts there, they do local plays, they do film nights, and they even do special events year around. I believe you could even rent out the Rialto if you wanted. But between the art walks, between the live music, and all of the evening events, downtown rarely slows down. It's popping, but it's not ragers like downtown Denver, but there is always something going on. Let's talk about the safety of living in downtown Loveland, because every city has areas that you really should pay attention to overall. Loveland's total crime rate sits about 29% above the national average, and that is mostly due to property-related incidents like break-ins or minor thefts, according to Area Vibes. Violent crime here is relatively low, around 4.2 incidents per 1,000 residents. So based on data from crimegrade.org, you guys can go there and check it out. So while Loveland is not crime-free, of course, I don't think any town is, it's not high risk either. Like most places, it really just depends on the block that you are on. For example, 1st Street, right when you get into downtown, that's where the homeless shelter is. I would probably stay away from there. I would not live close to there, but when you get on like 5th and 6th Street, it's absolutely beautiful. Downtown and central neighborhoods can vary a lot from street to the next. Like I was saying, things like the lighting, the street activity, the upkeep, and how engaged the neighbors are all makes a huge difference. I will say, even after being out here, there's so many people outside, there's so many people walking, working on their lawns, so everyone seems very friendly and very involved in their home here. I always tell my clients, pick your block with intention. The right block can feel very peaceful and very secure, but when you walk around the corner, it can be a little So just make sure that you're very intentional with your block. But overall, downtown Loveland is a place where you feel very comfortable walking to dinner and grabbing coffee, or maybe just heading to local events at night. You could walk from your house all the way to the town, or you could even have your kids ride their bike to school. There's a couple schools in this area. You have Walt Clark Middle School, which is just down the road. I would feel very comfortable with my kids riding their bike. The community here is very active and very visible, and that's exactly what matters. When you have well-lit streets, businesses open late, and people out and about, it naturally creates a safer environment. And safety is not just about the statistics, obviously. It's about how a neighborhood feels, and downtown Loveland, for most people, feels like home. I mean, how could you not feel like home when you have these beautiful homes right here. Like, that would be pretty hard for me to not feel homey. If downtown feels like your vibe and you want to learn more, you can call, text, email, or you can book a Zoom call through my calendar link, and I would be so honored to help you make a move here to Loveland and see if it's even a good fit for you. Let's talk about the value and what you are really buying. So downtown inventory tends to move very, very fast. You have to make a move right when you see it, but deals do come up. If you are watching, this year I did help a family move into a very, very cute historic downtown home for $400,000, and it was their very first home. It was perfect. It was a small house, big lot, but the charm was just off of the charts. It had checkered tile. It was just incredible, and they could have walking distance to all the restaurants, the local shops. They're really close to the school, and they were very, very thrilled. But we had to make a move on that one pretty fast. Downtown homes are very hard to come by, but when I do, nothing is better than setting it and being like, look at this home. I will say, majority of people, I think it's changing by the years, but majority of people living in these homes are older. I would say anywhere from like 40 and up. And that's just because they got in when the market was amazing, their home was very cheap. Now they have so much equity where they can't really afford to go somewhere else. So new people, younger families are coming into this area, but for the most part, for instance, I've been outside today and I've seen a lot of older people walking the neighborhood. So not saying younger people don't live here, but I would say that the older generation is established here and curious to see where it goes in the next few years. And be very blunt with you guys, here's what you are getting and what you are giving up. I want to do the pros and cons. So the pros are living in downtown, you have character and a ton of history you cannot replicate in new builds. For instance, this home right here, so much character. This home on the corner, so much character. It's very walkable. You have access to shops, restaurants are close by. The recreational center is right next door. You have very short drives to the mountains and the regional hubs. There is a ton of potential for good appreciation if you pick smart. There's a ton of rich, artsy, local culture. Like I was saying before, Loveland is just incredible for the art and the culture that we have here. And I think these homes say a lot about that. Some cons are the inventory is low. There's very few homes, very strong competition. Some homes do require updating, like the plumbing or maybe even the sewer line. That's always something that will get checked out when we do an inspection, is the sewer line. If you want some big crazy nightlife, downtown Loveland is not going to be your scene. Some blocks may feel less safe or active, so block selection does matter. There's some little drops of good homes and beautiful homes and then a little run down homes, so I don't want you to fall in love blindsided. That's why I'm showing you everything. I want you to see what you're actually signing up for. For instance, this street right here, we're on Sheridan Ave. There's amazing homes and then there's a few rundown homes, and I think that's okay. I think that's what makes the neighborhood the neighborhood. Okay, it's time to redeem that promise that I was telling you about. Let's go inside my favorite local coffee shop downtown. It's so cozy. It's always so busy. It's full of stories. A lot of things happen in this coffee shop, and you're gonna see why it matters for daily life in Loveland. It's called Feel Love Coffee, and I'm obsessed with the ceilings. You guys are gonna see why. So let's walk to the car and go get ourselves a yummy latte. My favorite thing from there is their matcha or their lavender oat milk latte. Okay, so I'm downtown Loveland right now. Before I head to the coffee shop, I want to show you my two favorite places to come down here. So you have the tequila room, which is right here, and that is hooked up to Cactus. So you're gonna come down this little alleyway right here, and they have a bunch of fun Halloween decor, and you can sit outside on an outdoor patio, or you can go inside to have drinks. Let's see here. Yeah, it's 21 and up to get in. They check your IDs at the door, but they have really, really fun drinks. You could also sit outside here. They have heaters if it gets cold, but it's also partnered with Cactus right here, which is a Mexican grill, which is super yummy. And then if you walk outside of this little alleyway, it's fun. They have little lights that light up There is the Chop House, which is also on 4th Street, but I was saying that downtown really got a facelift recently. It did not used to be this fun and nice, so it's a really cool place to come. But this is the Loveland Chop House, and I'm trying to remember, there is only 33 seats, I believe, or 33 tables. So spots are very limited in there. Make sure you book your weekend reservations. Like I said, I'm on 4th Street, so let's walk over to the coffee shop. I decided just to get one of their sparkling waters from the coffee shop, even though they literally have the best lattes ever, but it's so cute in there. I just got one of their sparkling waters. It wasn't as busy as it normally was. A lot of times it's like packed and you can't hear anything in there, so it's a great place to go if you want to meet someone and just have a good upbeat area. That is the tour of downtown Loveland, living through my very lens. We walked the neighborhood, we walked the streets, we looked at some of the homes. I know we didn't go in a home, but we looked at some, talked about the pros and cons. We saw restaurants. We peeked into the cute little coffee spot that I love, Feel Love Coffee. So if you're thinking about making a move to Colorado and you think that Loveland is your place, whether that's 9 days or 90 days, I'd be so honored to help you. I am a local realtor and a Colorado native, so I help people buy and sell just like yourself every single day. Feel free to reach out. You can call, text, or you can email or book a Zoom call through my calendar link. If you have found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you do not miss any more future videos. I'd love for you to comment where you are from. Thank you guys so much for walking with me along in this tour, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!